This is Josh from PC Sports Cards. Welcome to another reveal, but this one's different than the rest. This is the first part of a series of video reveals of my PC. Talk about some of the cards that I'm buying, talk about some of the cards that I've bought and had for a long time. Get asked very often to go over what I'm buying and to show some cards that I own. Decided that no time like the present to get started. So this is going to be part one of either 3 or 4 part series that I'm gonna put out over the next couple of days / weeks. First card up. This is one of my newer pickups. It is a Bowman Chrome Tom Brady rookie BGS 10. I think BGS 10s, as you'll see, this part of my PC is going to be BGS 10s, black labels, and then some Hall of Fame rookie autographs that are going to be awesome. They are some of my favorite cards in my PC. These are, I collect them for a reason, right? But I picked up this Brady a couple weeks ago for about 14 grand, and they've been going off between 18 and 22 grand recently, just after I picked this one up. So pretty happy with that. I think there's a lot of potential. What you'll see in these cards, obviously with the high grade of BGS 10 or black labels, and then further on when I get to my Duncans, tomorrow, next day, or whenever I do that video, you'll see I collect a lot of low pop cards. Low pop means there's just not a lot in that high grade. So I think this is about a pop 105 right now. So only 100 out there. I own about 1% just by buying one card. Next up, another super low popper. Tatum Silver BGS 10. This was actually a card that we owned as PC Sports Cards. And I sold my black label base, so both my black label base, for way too little money. And Zach and I made an internal trade, so I got to pick this one up. These all have a lot of upside. Again, super, super low pop. It's the nice Tatum that I have left. I've had NTs, I've had black labels. Next up, Luka BGS 10. I picked this one up a couple months ago, probably in the winter, probably October, November, for about $4,400. It's worth about $6,000 to $7,000 right now. And it's actually available. I'm actually looking to move this card to get something else for my PC potentially, or sell it straight out. I haven't come up with a price because I picked up the black label, which you'll see later on. What I do normally is I'll pick up the 10 if I don't think I can get a black label, and then when I get the black label, I'll move the lower grade. Lower grade being a BGS 10. So I didn't think the black label was going to come available, and then one of the people that has it, Pop 3 card there, finally reached out and said he'd sell it. Zion BGS 10, again, pop is getting higher on these. I really would like to get a black label. I think $12,000 is a little more than I want to spend on it. I got this for like $1,400. It's worth $2,500 to $3,000 now. And again, long term, there's just so many PSA 9s, PSA 10, 9s, 10s, BGS 9.5s. There's a ton of them because there's so many getting graded. So take that next step, go to that grade scarcity, and get the 10. Probably the best rookie from that class, Ja Morant. Another one. Picked this up for $1,000. It's probably worth about $2,000 right now. I think there's a lot of upside here. What I do also with these BGS 10s is I send them in to get GCR, which is a graded card review at BGS, and hopefully they decide they missed something and they give it that next bump up to a black label. Haven't gotten one in a while, but there's always the opportunity to get them. But as you see, I'm a big fan of the grade scarcity. Part of my Duncan collection, which you'll see when I do the Duncan one also, I have a couple BGS 10 Duncans Thrill Seekers. These are all Pop 3 or lower, except for the Chrome, I guess. I think that's Pop 21, but Pop 2 or 3 or lower. Really hard to get these in good shape. Last year I picked up a big Duncan collection. I recently just picked up 5 or 6 more this week, PSA 10s, but picked up this huge Duncan collection. Got these in it. These Duncans probably make available. I think that these are all going to go up in value, but I also think I can get other cards that I want more. But this is just sort of got that PMG type of background. Sick card. Really happy to have these in my collection for the time being. Skip this one for a second. BMOC, really tough card. Really, really, really tough card. Again, same thing. Picked it up in that collection. I'm a big fan of low pop cards, which you're going to keep on seeing. And Duncan's my boy. The Duncan video is probably going to come next week when the next ones come in. I think it's going to be a 4-part series. Guys, comment below, question, answer, ask questions. I'll talk about these cards, tell you why I bought them, go into more detail with them. Pop 3, last time I looked for the Topps paper PGS 10. Really, really. I mean, these are just impossible to grade. I don't see where centering's a 9.5 either, so I'm hoping this one crosses over to a black label at some point. That'd be insane. Little chip on the top of this slab, but Duncan Topps Chrome BGS 10. I overpaid for this when I bought it. I paid like $1,400 or $1,500 for it when they were going for like $800, just because I wanted it. And now with PSA 10s at $2,200, this card is probably going to be worth $7, $8, $9 next time I move it. I know one moved recently for $4,500. They're going to keep on going up. This one's one of those ones that I'm going to put away for a while. After you see the Duncan collection, you'll see why. But this one I don't think is going anywhere for a long time. Now come some absolute mammoth cards, guys. Giannis Black Label. Another one. You know, I was on the Black Label train before most people. I'm a big Black Label believer. You know, there's serial number scarcity and there's grade condition scarcity. I compare Black Labels and BGS 10s to those super high grade vintage cards, and I see the big value in those. I picked this up before the pandemic last year for a very, very fair price. It's worth a lot more now. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon unless somebody comes along with a strong offer. It's probably my only Black Label left of basketball. I had another Duncan, but I sold that because the price was too good to pass up. Now we got some Twins. I had 3 of them. Now I have 2. Zach and I also have one together. I started picking these up before anybody else was. I was getting these for under $4,000 at first. These ones probably cost me between $4,000 and $5,000. I know I picked one of these up at the National a couple of years ago. So, I mean, it's probably $50,000 each, $40,000 to $50,000 each now. So I'm pretty pumped about these investments. These ones, I may move one of them down the road if the price goes up a little bit more. I think that there's I think Trout's undervalued in general, and we're seeing that happen right now. I think these PSAs are going to go up. I think everything's going to go up for Trout. I mean, 26 or 27 of these in the world. You know, and we have control of 3 of them, so we have 10% of the pop, more between me and Zach. Next up, Soto Black Label. Well, I actually have these 3. Obviously, you know it's a Black Label, even though the light is on it. I can move that so we can see a little better. What's funny is I sold all 3 of these, not these exact copies of them, but I sold these 3 last year for about $8,500, and then I picked them all back up for about $7,500. I got a better price on the Gleiber because he had a bad year, but I think he's a great investment. Soto's worth like 5 or 6 now. Acuna's probably 3 to 4. Gleiber, who knows? He's got to have a good year, but I believe in him. That's why I picked it back up, and I think these are undervalued. If you look at guys like Zion and Ja and the basketball players, I know obviously the basketball market's different than the baseball market. I just think these guys are low compared to those guys. And when there's 15,000 PSA 10s and 15,000 BGS 95s, having a card that there's under 30 of, or a grade that there's under 30 of, is where I want to be. And then I added the 4th guy from the product, Ohtani. Again, low pop. I think there's like 7 or 8 of these. Last time I looked, I don't remember. But I got this for under $1,000. I was very, very happy about that buy. A lot of upside, a lot of potential, just not a lot out there. So I figured I have all 4 of the key rookies from one of the best products ever made, one of the best modern products ever made. So I was pretty pumped about that. Next up, Seager. So Corey, this is a funny story with the Seagers. I ripped 6 cases of Top Series 1 that year, and I sent in about 65 Seagers, Schwarbers, Confortos, Trouts, some insert stuff. I got a few Black Labels when I first sent them in, but I got like 8 BGS 10 Seagers out of the 70 cards. I knocked down to 65 or 60. I can show you guys those grading orders are crazy. And I sent this one along with 2 others in for GCR at the National Atlantic City, and 3 of them came back a Black Label. I've sold 2, kept 1, and pretty happy that I kept 1 considering the year that he had last year. I think there's a lot of ability for him to get better and better and better. So happy about that. We got another set of Twins here. We got the Grom update, rookie debuts. This is not obviously his real update card, but this is same series, same set, just a different card. Pop 2, have both of them. Paid $150 for one, $650 for the other. I had what I consider his best card, and I sold that. It was the Topps Heritage PSA 10 Red Ink Auto. So I picked both of these up. I mean, he's got a really strong shot to be a Hall of Famer with one or two more really solid years. And as a Mets fan, I couldn't pass him up. I would probably consider moving one of them, but I always want to hold one. If there's a Heritage Black Label also, if that came available, I'd probably try to pick that up again. Kershaw A and G. There's not that many Black Labels from 2008, guys, and you know what? I'll show both at the same time again. We got Scherzer and Kersh. One of my good hobby friends hit both of these in order and got a fair price. I think I paid like $1,000 for the pair. Not going to see a lot of Scherzer or Kershaw Black Labels. Wanted to add them. Don't have the true Topps card in there, but you know, still a true rookie card Black Label. I tend to try to stick to Topps or Topps Chrome. Speaking of that, we got Alonso. We got a pair. Rough year last year. I'm a big Dom Smith fan. I have a lot of Dom stuff. You'll see that in the future one. But with the power that Alonso has, had to give it a shot. Had to grab these. Some people have some of these overpriced. I paid like $700. I paid like $1,200 for the pair. I think maybe $1,300 for the pair. They may be down a little bit. I don't care. Mets Black Labels. Not going to go wrong in my collection that way. Acuna, Bowman's best top prospects Black Label. I picked this up when I sold the update. I was like, oh, I got out of the update. I still want to have a Black Label, so I'll get this. And now I still have it. It was like $400. Probably worth between $400 and $600 now. It's Black Label. It's Acuna. It's going to go up. Might as well keep it. Not in a rush to move it. Right offer came along, I would, or I trade it for something else PC-wise. Bailey Bowman Chrome Rookie. Not really my cup of tea because it's an off-brand. It's not the Topps paper. It's a Bowman Chrome, so it's really a weird card for me. But I got this for like $90 before Black Labels really got hot, and I was just like, you know what? I might as well just pay it. I don't care. And it ended up being worth it. I bought it right after he had a rough season, so not really in a rush to move it. It's Bellinger. I'm not a big Bellinger fan, but I think there's upside to like $800 to $1,000 on it. And again, I'd package this with something else to get a card that I really want, like some auto or some Duncan stuff, or potentially some RPAs or whatever. If there's a Bellinger fan that comes along that wants it. Harper Finest Rookie. This is a sick card. I think it's Pop 2. I wanted to get an update or a true Topps rookie, but people were asking like $3,000 for them, and I don't really value them there. I usually value Black Label somewhere between 8 and 12 times the PSA 10 is what it normally comes out to. And people are asking 30 times on that, and I just don't see it. So I decided to avoid it and got this for like $300 again. Off-brand, not the biggest deal in the world. Just they sit on my shelf for a while, so they have a little bit of dust on them. I got to get my cleaning girl in there to clean them off. A.K.A. my wife. Benny, rumor is he's on the move, but, you know, another big-time award winner. Can't complain about this card. Really tough graded tech. And I just wanted it. $75 I think I paid for it, so I don't care. Nice card. Chris Bryant. This was one of the ones that pain in the ass to get. Tough deal that I had to deal with. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to pay for it. It's probably worth the same thing I paid back then in 2015 or 16 at a show in California. I mean, got a lot of time left to become a superstar again, but it's tough to get those years back. I really want to get a Correa or a Lindor also, but they don't exist, so it's really tough to get them that way. Got a pair of Mannies. Got these cheap because he had a rough year. Last year, the first year in San Diego, or the last year in Baltimore, we had a rough season. These were way down, way down. Paid under $200 for the pair. So I figured it was a good bet. I'd probably move both of these. I don't really care that much for Manny. Ahmed, this is the second one of our Black Labels that we actually pulled and got the Black Label on. Big Ahmed fan. He's obviously gone now. He's in Cleveland, so I don't care as much about this card. It is cool that I pulled it and got it graded, just like the Seager. Oh, those are the only two that I've pulled and graded as Black Labels for myself. We had some for our customers in the past. Severino. Another one, cheap Black Label. I was trying to fill my shelf with 30 Black Labels, and this was one of the ones that came in on $100. Hopefully he has a good year. And the last but not least, paid $50 for the Jerks in Profar, which is just funny because I wanted more Black Labels, and it was there, and I won an auction. Now, some of my really favorite cards. This is one of my top guys. Magic Bird, Dr. J, rookie auto, PSA 10 on the grade. Obviously, you see the print defect on it. It's off center. It's pretty sharp otherwise. It'll probably get like a 4 or a 5 if I sent it in for a dual grade, or like a 6 PD or something like that. So I'm probably not going to do that. I've owned a bunch of these. I probably own 4 or 5 of these overall. Probably never would sell this card unless it got super out of control like Jordan rookie autos did. But I just love it. Magic's my favorite player ever. Magic and Bird are great. And then you throw Dr. J in. How could you go wrong? Iconic card. Kuzman and Nolan Ryan. As a Met fan, it doesn't get better than this, man. I actually traded a PSA 6 or 7 for this, so I'm down on that trade. I love the card, though. Really, really hard to get Kuzman and Ryan. There's very few examples. It's well-centered. Again, one that's probably never moving. It's probably worth the same $1,100 I paid for it. We just sold an Opeachy one that was a PSA 10 on the auto for like $1,300, so who knows, might be worth a little bit less. But I don't care because I love the card. Today, this is a really special card. You know, Hank Aaron passed away today, and this is one of the reasons that motivated me to actually make this video today, because this is sitting on my wall, and I'm not moving it. You know, people keep on telling me to move it. I've heard a couple people reach out, oh, you still have that Hank Aaron auto? You know, it's a great card, and sweet auto, really sharp, a little bit off center, left to right, really sharp corners. It's a tiny bit small, which is why it's authentic. I actually talked to a PSA grader about it, and they told me it'd probably get a 4, but it would probably get a min size because it probably had like some kind of minor water damage and it shrunk it a little bit, is what they told me. So you can see it's got a little chipping on the back, but it's worth more to me than it is to sell it. So that's why it's not going anywhere. My favorite basketball player growing up, the Admiral, best center of the decade, best center of his generation, better than Olajuwon, better than Shaq. You can argue with me all you want, but you are wrong. Pick this up. I really want to get a dual 10-10 for him. Obviously, centering's tough. Not super expensive, so I may try to pick that up before it's all said and done. Ricky PSA 8 with a 10 auto. You know, all of his stuff's going out of control. This was not an expensive card. 50% premium over the grade to get the auto on it, and his auto is great. And this is just, to me, as somebody that does a lot of grading, the Ricky Henderson rookie is just an iconic card because of how few PSA 10s there are and how hard of a grade it is to get. So I wanted to add one, figuring they'd go up in value and figuring it'd be tough to get a dual grade with a nice grade on it, and it's super well centered. So, you know, a little whiting on the back and the edges, off center on the back, but it displays a lot nicer than an 8. One part of my PC is the 1983 rookies, so I had to get autos of all of them. So I have a Boggs. I got all PSA. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, the Gwyn's not. A Boggs. Probably be an 8 if I sent it in for dual. Maybe 9. The key one was Gwyn to get. You know, obviously, not to sound morbid, but he's not signing anymore. So I figured I'd get it before they went up. Seriously, because I paid very little for this, and the next one that sold went for 3 or 4 times what I paid for this, and I just couldn't pass it up because I needed it. 1983 Topps is my thing. I may get it reslabbed so it says the actual card like the other ones instead of just saying trading card. It wouldn't get a 10 auto, so I just get an authentic auto on it. And then I actually picked this Sandberg up raw on eBay super cheap and got it graded. It looked better than an 8 to me. I thought it was going to get a 9. But I'm very happy with the 10 auto grade. That's all I really cared about. Well-centered auto, right in the middle. Blue on blue on blue. So those are the 3 of those. And then we have 2 more. We have a Marino. And we have an Elway. I don't have that many football cards in my collection. But I'm going to start adding more of these guys to it. Again, I'll probably get this reslabbed to say 1984 Topps instead of trading card. So thanks for watching, guys. This was part 1 of probably 3 or 4 parts of me showing my PC. So again, I'm doing this because people ask for it. If you don't want me to do it, tell me you don't want me to do it. If you want to see more of it, remember to hit that subscribe button. Click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you can see more videos. Gonna try to do the Duncans next week, and then I have some patch autos and then some other stuff that I'll show. Probably give me about a week or 2 to get. Maybe every Friday I'll do it during the day and post that later in the day on Fridays, and then miscellaneous stuff that I own. But this was part 1. Figured it was a great day. Not bad showing off some black labels and some Hall of Fame autos. So thanks again for watching, guys.